I don't know what number of rounds we're on now. I think it's 4. Yes. Hey guys, it's Casera. I'm gonna be doing the reread, rewrite, or burn tag. Okay, so I'm really nervous about this because I did this all fantasy books, so there's not anything random in there. They're all fantasy books. There's some middle grade in there. There's quite a bit of YA, and there's definitely a lot of adult fantasy in there. And a lot of these are my favorites. There's a few throwaways in there, but a lot of these are my favorites, and I don't want to burn them. So I have my handy dandy cup. There are 30 books / series in there. If it's a series, I just put the entire series in it. So basically the idea of this is that I'll pick out 3 books from the cup and I'll have to choose one to reread, one to rewrite, and one to burn. And I'm nervous about it, so we'll just get started. I got 3. So the first one is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. The Wayward Children series by Seanan McGuire, right there. And the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. Okay, this one's a really easy one. I will reread the Harry Potter series. I will rewrite the Wayward Children series because it needs to be longer. Like, we need more in those worlds. And I will burn A Darker Shade of Magic because it was such a disappointment to me. It made my most disappointing books of 2018. So, yeah. That one was easy. Round number 2. I got 3. I think I got 3. Yep. We got How to Train Your Dragon by Cressida Cowell. I've only read the first 3 in the series, but we'll just go off of those first 3. The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. Both of those are 5 stars. Please be a bad one. Please be a bad one. The Magician's Trilogy by Lev Grossman. I also really like the Magician's Trilogy. It wasn't a 5-star one for me. So I think the Magician's Trilogy is gonna be burned. Sorry, I didn't want to burn that one. Oh. So we got the How to Train Your Dragon series by Cressida Cowell, which is a 5-star read for me. And The Poppy War, which is also a 5-star read for me. I think I'm going to have to rewrite How to Train Your Dragon. I don't know how I'll rewrite it because I love it. I don't know. And I will reread The Poppy War because I'm actually due for a reread on this one. So definitely reread The Poppy War. That one was harder. Now for round 3. Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead. The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. And the Nevermore series by Jessica Townsend. Okay, this one is also really easy for me. So I will reread the Nevermore series by Jessica Townsend. Love the series, so good. Ugh. There's nothing I would rewrite about it. Definitely love it. I would rewrite The Night Circus, but the only thing I would change is the plot. The plot is just disappointing to me. I'll just make the plot more interesting. Everything else about the book is amazing, but I would just make the plot a little bit more interesting. But it was still a 5-star read for me also. And last, I would burn the Vampire Academy series. It's been a long time since I've read this series, and I really liked it when I read it, but I don't think I would like it now. So unfortunately, it's gonna burn. We're on round number 4. The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. A Court of Thorns and Roses, the series by Sarah J. Maas. And the Sookie Stackhouse novels by Charlene Harris. Ooh, this one is hard. Okay, this is gonna be weird, but I think I'm going to reread A Court of Thorns and Roses. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm gonna reread A Court of Thorns and Roses. Ooh, this is surprising. I'm gonna rewrite Mortal Instruments. I didn't really like Mortal Instruments when I read it. And I read it when it first came out, when I was really young. Like, I was maybe 13 or 14 years old when I read it. And I didn't like it back then. But it has so much potential. I feel like I like the world and I like the characters, so it has potential. But I definitely thought this was gonna be one of the ones that I burned. But apparently I'm gonna rewrite it. And then there's the Sookie Stackhouse novels. There's nothing in this that I wanna rewrite. They were fine. There was nothing wrong with these books. I enjoyed reading them when I did. I enjoyed the show, True Blood, a lot more than the books. I'd be fine unhauling them. So I guess I'll burn them. I don't actually want to burn them, but I guess I will. They were just meh for me. Now for round number 5. The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. I can't say Tolkien. It's weird. Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine. That's an interesting combination. And The Kingkiller Chronicles by Patrick Rothfuss. I don't know. I liked all 3 of these.
This one's hard.
The reason why this one is hard is because I want to rewrite Lord of the Rings. Tons of people have already done it before, obviously, because it spurned a whole category of books. I love this story. Really love this story. I just don't like J.R.R. Tolkien's writing style. So I would like to rewrite it not in his writing style. Same story, exact same world, everything, just not in his writing style. So I have to burn one of these and I have to reread one of these. For context, I reread The Name of the Wind this year. It was the second book that I finished this year and I liked it. Okay, I'm going to reread Ella Enchanted. I've been wanting to reread Ella Enchanted. It's such a good book. I mean, it has all that nostalgia for me from when I read it as a child. The movie isn't great compared to the book. The book is just, oh, it's so good. And yeah, I'm gonna reread Ella Enchanted. It's due for a reread too, so. But that means I have to burn the Kingkiller Chronicles. That's one of my favorites. I don't want to burn it. Okay, now for round number 6. The Black Prism by Brent Weeks. American Gods by Neil Gaiman. And Red Sister by Mark Lawrence. I'm gonna burn American Gods by Neil Gaiman. This was on my most disappointing books last year, so sorry Neil Gaiman, love you, but you gotta go. So we got Red Sister by Mark Lawrence and The Black Prism by Brent Weeks. Both of these books I liked when I read them. I read them both last year around the same time, and I liked both of them, but I didn't love them. I liked them, I didn't love them.
I think I'm going to
reread Red Sister and rewrite The Black Prism. I don't know what I'll write into The Black Prism, but I'll reread Red Sister. That was hard. Now for round 7. We got The Twilight Saga by Stephenie Meyer. A Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin. This might be an easy one. Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. Oh, it's not as easy as I thought it was. Okay, first of all, we're gonna burn The Twilight Saga. It's going. It's gone. I really liked Strange the Dreamer, and A Song of Ice and Fire was one of my favorite series ever. But there are things with it that I would rewrite. But I can't rewrite A Song of Ice and Fire. I'm gonna have to reread it. I reread this one all the time, so I'm gonna have to put reread for that one. Which means I'm rewriting Strange the Dreamer. I'm not sure what I'll rewrite in it, but apparently I'm rewriting it. I think there's a side character that I really like. Make him more of a prominent character. I think that's what I would do with Strange the Dreamer. But we're on round 8 now. The Goose Girl by Shannon Hale. The Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan. The Inheritance Cycle by Christopher Paolini. I read The Goose Girl this year, and the Wheel of Time series is one of my favorite series ever. But there's one thing that I really want to rewrite in the Wheel of Time series, so I'm going to have to do this one first. I'm going to rewrite the way the women are portrayed in the Wheel of Time series. Or rather, what I would want, ideally, is to just have Brandon Sanderson rewrite the series from the beginning so that he could portray the women better in this series. But other than that, I love the Wheel of Time series. But yeah, want to rewrite that. Which leaves The Goose Girl and The Inheritance Cycle. I don't really want to reread The Goose Girl. I enjoyed it. I gave it 4.5 stars. But I don't really want to reread it. The Inheritance Cycle was one that I was thinking that I would burn because while I liked it at the time, I don't like it as much now. But this is going a weird way because I think I'm going to reread The Inheritance Cycle because even though I wouldn't like it as much now, it does hold a lot of nostalgia for me because it was one of my favorite books in high school. So yeah, I think I'm going to reread The Inheritance Cycle by Christopher Paolini. And The Goose Girl, poor Goose Girl, is going to burn. It's sad. I didn't want to burn the Goose Girl. Round number 9. Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. For this, it's only the first 3, the first trilogy. Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I've only read the first 2 books in that series, so it's going to be going off of those first 2 books. Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. Oh. Okay, so we're going to burn Red Queen. I liked the first book, was very disappointed by the second book.
I am going to... That's hard. Okay.
I'm going to reread Warbreaker. Can't think of anything on it that I would want to rewrite, so gonna reread Warbreaker. And I actually have already reread the Mistborn trilogy. This is probably one of my favorite series by Brandon Sanderson. In the middle novel, it's a little bit of a slog to get through, and I really don't like how the romance went in the middle novel. I just didn't like it. So I would want to rewrite the romance in that, in the Well of Ascension. And the last round. Circe by Madeline Miller. The Remnant Chronicles by Mary E. Pearson. And the Shadow and Bone trilogy by Leigh Bardugo.
Okay, this is hard.
I'm going to have to reread Circe by Madeline Miller. This is the only one of these 3 that I gave 5 stars to. It's one of the few that I actually, even though I only finished it like a week ago, I am actually interested in rereading it, mostly because I've kind of forgotten what happened, which is bad, but also because I actually really enjoyed it as I was reading it. Which gives us the Remnant Chronicles and the Shadow and Bone trilogy. Gonna have to do something, and I know people won't like it, but I'm gonna rewrite the Shadow and Bone trilogy. The whole love triangle thing that happens, just cringeworthy, and who she ends up with, cringeworthy. Oh. So yeah, rewrite Shadow and Bone for that love triangle thing. And the Remnant Chronicles, unfortunately, we're gonna have to burn. I actually did enjoy reading the Remnant Chronicles. just to note, I did enjoy reading them. I really liked the concept of the Remnant Chronicles, but it wasn't as exciting during the read as I wanted it to be. So yeah. Also, I love the covers on the Remnant Chronicles. One of my favorite covers. Well, that was not as bad as I was expecting it to be. I definitely expected to end up burning all of my favorite books, but that didn't happen. There's only think one. The Kingkiller Chronicles. Sorry, Patrick Rothfuss. I didn't want to burn it, I swear. I definitely surprised myself a few times there, because I didn't expect myself to reread the inheritance cycle of all of them, but I don't know. I really enjoyed making this video. That was a lot of fun. I didn't really expect it to be that much fun, but it was definitely a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I post videos every Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, so consider subscribing. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up to support my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!